if we could do something like this. And I said, yes, in the month of February, which we all remember as, which is commemorated all over the world. I mean, in places where they do that, Black History Month, you know that. And I thought, yes, we could do something like that this year, this February, to mark this year's Black History Month on this part of the divide. And so, and the one thing that I know that I can do well is the drum, to play the West African talking drum. And the talking drum that I'll be talking about tonight is connected to the Yoruba people of West Africa. And still in the spirit of the Black History Month, the Yorubas are one of the tribes of Africa that was heavily affected by the transatlantic slave trade. And so it fits into the theme. And so today I will give a theoretical background to the Yoruba people and the talking drum. And then I will give some demonstration with the drums. And then I hope that before we leave tonight, we may try our hands on a rhythm called the High Life beat, which actually originated in Ghana, but has spread all over West Africa. So if you think of High Life, you think of West Africa. It actually started in Ghana. All right, so right away, I'm going to share a PowerPoint slide presentation to help me talk about what I need to talk about tonight before we go into the practical session. Thank you very much. Please bear with me. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. Oh, okay, you have to give me permission to share my screen, host, unless you make me co-host or something. Promote me, please. And if you cannot promote me, then, oh yes, I can share now. Thank you.
You're good.
Yes.
Sorry, Joseph.
It's all right. Okay, so I would also need to, I'll talk from here. Once in a while, I have to change my slide. I don't have a pointer to help me with that. I just want to be able to speak louder so you can hear me because I'm far away from my computer. I hope you still hear me well, right? Can you all hear me very well? Okay, thank you. All right, so that's the title of my talk tonight, Black History Month Talking Drum Workshop. I'm sponsored by Mall of the Arts. So the talking drum, this is one member of the family. It's called gong gong, gong gong. Yoruba is a tonal language, okay? So that's why. So originally the drum is called gong gong in the Yoruba culture. And I think it is based on the sound that it makes, the gong gong sound. And because, you know, some people believe that language, when you talk about the origin of language, some people think that language is onomatopoeic in terms of its origin, that people speak based on the sounds that certain things make. Of course, that has been faulted because not everything follows that rule. Okay. The homeland of the Yoruba people is in Western Nigeria. And I'll show you a map of that briefly so you see where I mean when I say Western Nigeria or the western part of Nigeria. This is towards the southwest. There are hundreds of thousands of, there were hundreds of thousands of Yoruba people who were victims of the transatlantic slave trade. And that till today, in present day world, you have descendants of those slaves that were moved during the period. You still find them across Europe and across the Americas, including countries like Brazil, especially Colombia and Cuba, where they still practice the Yoruba tradition. They still have Yoruba songs. They still worship in the Yoruba way. In 2008, when I went to Sao Paulo in Brazil, we were at this World African Linguistics meeting. They had some Yoruba people who were Brazilians who came to perform. And we who were Yorubas at this meeting were like, really? That's a Yoruba word. These are Yoruba songs. Yes, and they're still there till today as we speak. The population of Yoruba speakers is currently put at about 60 million. People who speak it as first language, people who consider themselves as of Yoruba ethnicity. Yeah, so it's a sizable number. And yeah, if there's anything about the Yorubas, they travel a lot too. Okay. Oh, if you can. All right, thank you. My daughter is offering to help me with the movement of my slides. Thank you very much. You see to the southwest corner of the Nigerian map, the map of Nigeria, where you have the black ring around, that is where you have the homeland of Yoruba. They come from Kwara, just about half of that, but predominantly the root itself, the Yoruba origin itself is in the one that map, is that pink or purple? The Oshun. So that is where you have Ile-Ife. Ile-Ife is the cradle of the Yoruba race. And then we spread all over to Oyo, Ibadan, Lagos, Ondo, Ekiti. So that's where you have the Yoruba homeland. That's where we're based. Yeah, I say we because I am Yoruba. I am half Yoruba and half Igbo. So I can still claim Yoruba. Okay. Yeah, maybe next year we'll talk about Igbo, the other half of me, please.
So Joseph, is it okay if I launch a little poll right now?
Yes, yes.
Just regarding that? Okay.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
So all right, we'll just give them about 30 more seconds to wrap up, and then I'll let you continue on there. You can continue on, actually, Joseph.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. So, famous people who are, were Yoruba, at least those that are still alive, the first three. I think most Canadians will know Jerome Iginla, all right? The famous hockey player. I think he retired with Calgary, whatever. So he's Yoruba, and his last name, Iginla, means a great tree, a huge, ginormous tree, a big tree. Iginla, a great tree, maybe like an oak or baobab, a huge tree. So that's what his name means. You know, most Yoruba names have meanings. The current world heavyweight boxing champion, yeah, I know he doesn't have the WBC, but he has all the titles with him right now. He's going to be fighting a guy soon to get everything. But right now, I think he's holding three. His name is Anthony Joshua. He's based in England. He's Yoruba. And I think a lot of academics, those of you who are academic here, you would know Professor Wole Soyinka. He's the first African to win a Nobel laureate for literature, which he accomplished in 1986. Famous among his works are like Trials of Brother Jero. I remember we read those in the university. Lion and the Jewel, yeah, Kongi Harvest, and so on. Death on the King's Horseman, yeah, those were his works, a lot of his works. And I found out that since I came over to the West, whenever I talked about Nigerian music, a lot of people would say, do you know Fela? Fela came from, yeah, so he's Nigerian. I mean, he was Nigerian, he's late now. And he was one of the most famous musicians that ever came out of Nigeria. That's his name, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. His father was an Anglican priest, and then he delved into music, and he created his own genre of music, just like Bob Marley of Jamaica created reggae. He created the Afrobeat. Okay, thank you.
So I just launched those polling results there. So most of us got it. 60 million is
Okay.
the size of the Yoruba tribe.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So at this point, I want to take you a little bit into some basic linguistics, the Yoruba linguistics. Okay. You would learn a little bit about the Yoruba language and why is that important? Because the talking drum rides on the structure, especially in the Yoruba syllable system. Okay, Yoruba language is a syllable timed language. Now the other verse, the reverse will be a stress timed language. English is a stress timed language. For example, in English, you can use stress to contrast the meaning of words in a construction. For example, if you say the word, if you put the stress on the first syllable of the word export, you get the noun export. But if you move the stress to the syllable right after the second syllable, you get export, which is a verb. So English is stress timed. Yoruba is syllable timed because all the syllables in the words in Yoruba, they are of the same length. English, some syllables are longer than some. Yoruba is syllable timed, and then Yoruba is a tonal language. A tonal language like Mandarin, Chinese Mandarin, you know? But in Yoruba, we have three-tone system. Do, re, mi. So the do is represented with the grave accent, which stays on a syllabic material. It can be a vowel, mostly a vowel, but in Yoruba, you still have some consonants that could be syllabic, like the N and the M in some cases. For example, my wife's name, Olufunke, the Funke, the N there is syllabic. It can hold a vowel, it can hold a tone like it's a vowel. Okay, that is complicated. All right, okay, some element of linguistics going. Okay, so basically, Yoruba has three tones. The low tone on any syllable is do, as in music. It's like the low tone. This is the mid vowel is mid, re. And then the high tone is mi, okay? Just like you have the first three notes in music. All do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yoruba uses the first three, and that's how the language rolls. The language is musical by itself. Every word, every phrase, every expression rides on these three tones. Take a word. Tell me a word in English. Ask me to say it in Yoruba. I'll tell you what it means and what tones it rides on. Anybody? Just give me a word. Anything. Any word. Word. Anything. Okay, let's see. Let's open that chart. Okay, fruit. Very good. Fruit in Yoruba, fruit is eso, do, re, low, mid, eso. Give me another word.
Rainbow.
Rainbow. Oshumare. Oshumare. 4 syllables. So it goes do. All low tones. Oshumare. Telephone. Very good. Telephone is not generic. It's not what do you call that? It's not Yoruba thing, but we kind of like coined a phrase for it. It's called Ero Ibani Soro. Ero Ibani Soro. It's a sentence. So machine that is used to speaking with people. So if I spread the tone, it go like this. Do, re, do, mi, re, do. Do, re, do, mi, re, do, do. Do, re, do, mi, re, do, do. Yoruba is musical. Okay, did I get another word?
Family.
Family. E. It go like this. Ìdílé. Ìdílé. Do, mi, mi. Ìdílé. Ìdílé. Do, mi, mi. Machine. Very good. Ẹ̀rọ. So that's where telephone comes from. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀rọ. Ẹ̀rọ is machine. Do, re, do, re, low, mid. Okay. So, please flip my screen. Thank you very much for your participation. You will see how that ties into the talking drum shortly. So the three tones of the Yoruba language follow the three notes of the musical scale that I just described: do, re, mi. If you have your keyboard with you, you hit the three first notes on the key of C or whatever key, you get it. Okay, every word of the Yoruba language are pronounced using the three tones that I just described to you. Any word you gave me, if I call it back to you what it is, I am a professor of linguistics. I know my Yoruba very well. Not every Yoruba speaker can tone mark, can put those tones on words. Okay, I've done this for a long time. Okay, the talking drum is used to mimic the three tones. Okay, the talking drum is used to mimic the three level tones of the Yoruba language.
Joseph, I just need you to remember to turn on the original sound now and have everybody mute their mics.
Okay. Well, the problem is, okay, everybody's mute already. Excuse me for a moment. I have to unshare and get my audio going here. Okay. Now go back to sharing again.
Someone said something on chat.
Yes, don't worry, I'll get that. Okay. Okay, I think my audio output should be better now. Did you hear that? Do, re, do, mi, re, do, do. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀. That's a telephone. Okay, I see a chat coming. I just want to see what's in the chat message.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, thank you very much. So the talking drum mimics the tone. And talking drums, the Yoruba talking drums, I will begin to talk about them shortly. I will introduce you to the family of drums and some of the things that they can do. Okay, so please, let's go. All right, so the Yorubas have the use of the talking drum. It's a family of drums. But there is an evolution of that drum, okay? It started with the oldest member of that family. Now, you would notice in my slides that it looks like it weighs heavily to the matrical system, okay? It looks like mother, mother, mother. But Yoruba is not a matriarchal language, it's patriarchal. But when it comes to the issue of drum, I don't know why. So, yes. Okay, so the origin, the first of the Yoruba in the family, the oldest, the one from which all other drums evolved, all of the talking drums evolved, is the gudu gudu, mi 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 gudu gudu. So the gudu gudu, you will see a picture of that shortly. I will show it to you. Then we have the mother drum. Okay, grandmother gave birth to mother. Mother is iya ilu, mother of drum. Iya ilu, do mi do do, iya ilu. All right, and then you have the daughter drum, which is the one that I have here. Gong gong. Okay, gong gong. Almost sounds like a doorbell, the sound of a doorbell. Then we have the babailu, that's the father drum. And then you have the omele bata, son drum. And then you have the omele gong gong, which is the niece drum. Okay, complicated family. Okay, fewer men, lots of women. Thank you. So that's the drum. These are the drums in an ensemble, okay? All of them. All right, but I'm going to pick them out one after the other in the following slides. So that's gudu gudu. That's the source. It looks so insignificant. Just keep it there. It looks so insignificant, but that's where it started from. And from something that looks that simplex, I would say, to more sophistication. So this is a level of the sophistication of the Yoruba drum. Okay, please go on. All right, so that is the mother drum and this drum, the daughter drum. Now these two, they are the talkers. They are the talking drums. These ones are the ones that talk. They talk a lot. All right, they can talk. So I am not trying to say women talk a lot, but these two guys talk a lot. Okay, so they are the talkers. They are the talking drum. So, all right. And hold on, let me go back. So here, these two drums, the mother drum is actually, you know, the drum, these talking drums are actually used to honor the king in the Yoruba culture. So when you see a palace where a king resides, he's woken up every morning by the sound of the drums. Okay, you get the talking drum waking him up, singing his praise. Sometimes you hear something like this. In the palace, when the king is showing up, you hear something like this. Eru, eru, oba ni moba, obato. That's the king, I like a reverence to the king. Eru, oba ni moba, obato. And then you have that big one, the mother drum doing that, the daughter drum. Sometimes they used to just sing the praise of the king. And they also use in functions, and the musicians have adopted them. They use them in music, especially the daughter drum, especially for modern day musicians. They usually would have this as part of their instrument, the daughter drum. But the mother drum is for some more very, very exotic Yoruba gathering, the king, weddings, children graduating university, and they just gather themselves and they're playing. You get beaters doing that and speaking with these things and making melody. So the Yoruba talking drums are for melody, for rhythm, and also for passing a message. They use it to talk about people's greatness. They can, if you can understand the language, what the drum is saying, they can use them to praise you, to say how great you are, how mighty things that you have achieved and accomplished. And that's why the talking drum itself did not come as Yoruba talking drum. It comes from the early missionaries who came to Africa, came to West Africa, and then they saw what the Yorubas could do with their talking drum, and then they gave it the name talking drum. These drums talk. They use them for conversation. They say things with these drums. And so when we talk in English, we say talking drum. But when I talk in Yoruba, I will say gongo. I won't use the talking drum parlance. That's English. All right, so please. At some point, you may ask questions. I will be here to answer your questions. Okay, so that's the father drum, but these ones belong in the family of the bata. Okay, they don't talk. They just make a lot of reading, a lot of aggressive reading. Okay. Even the dance itself is aggressive. It's forceful. Okay, you have to be very fit to dance to the bata beats. Okay, they are very, very hard to dance to. And then they have patterns that they follow, and the dancer and the drum, they follow the same pattern. I've never found myself dance to bata one day, and I don't think I would ever want to do that, because I may not be able to rouse myself out of the bed the next morning. Okay, so please go on. Okay, now to the smaller guys in the family. All right, so you have the omele bata. So that's the sun drum, the omele bata. So the three face, you play with a skin, a hide skin, and you tap. It goes. It's all rhythm. They don't talk per se. Depending on, maybe the drummer might be able to to get some message out of it, but it's difficult to do. It's not, they're meant for reading, a lot of reading. And so also is the one I call the nis drum, the omele gongon. This one just plays a steady rhythm. Every time in music, it plays a steady rhythm. While this guy does all the talking, they just give you a steady rhythm. They might just be going like just like horse prancing, you know, you go give the rhythm. While this one might go. Okay, this one will talk. That other one will only give a steady rhythm. Why is that important? It's important because it helps the musicians to be able to keep pace and time. Because the rhythm gives the drummer a bass, a rhythm, so that when the drummer does all the talking, he still comes back to follow the normal rhythm, the flow of the rhythm, and it doesn't miss it. So the music stays in one piece, not falling apart. Okay, so what next? I think that should be it. All right. No, yes, I have some more things. Okay, so here is the components of this. How did this arrive? Okay, so you have a wood on the inside on my left, to the left of my own screen here. You will see the hourglass wooden frame. That's what is inside this guy. Okay, hourglass wooden frame. And then you have the skin, which is used like strings. So when you manipulate these strings, you get the desired notes. All right? Because as I play this daughter drum, the daughter drum is manipulated right on your armpit here. So if I open up my armpit like this, I will have the low tone. I have do. And if I bring it down a little bit, I'll have the next note. I have my re, I have my mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do, re. Okay, can you have more than that? Yes, maybe. If you were able to manipulate, you can manipulate the strings and even get a higher note. Okay, fa, so, you might be able to hit those ones too. We'll try something later on. For example, I can do what was that tune? Did anyone pick it? Yeah, okay. Joyful, joyful, yes. So you see that I could hit the so, I could go to mi, mi, fa, so, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, so. So I got 2 extra notes based on the way I manipulated this string. Okay, complicated, sophisticated. That's the Yoruba talking drum, okay? They've always had this. They've always had this before the piano came, before string instruments were introduced to these cultures. These people had this thing going. They had no idea. We just know we got 3 tones, and that's how we make. If you see people who make these things, they are just people like that. No level of education, but they know the music because of the language. The language itself is musical. All right? Okay, let's go on quickly. So that
Okay,
yes.
Joseph, would it be okay to launch a poll now?
Okay, please.
Questions. Materials around our home could be used to make a mock-up talking drum. decorative drums for drumming?
Of course, anything.
Okay.
Dr. Atoyebi, we've got a question
Okay,
um, from Donna.
okay.
Do I understand right that the strings pull the skin to make different sounds then?
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's a very good way to put it. Yes. So as you press on the string, it kind of contracts and then it gives you the desired sound. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I launched the answers on the poll there, and yeah, we are right. Looks like most people said all of the above,
Yes.
and that would be the best answer. Yes.
I think so. I believe so too.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, you'll be hearing, if your mic comes on, you'll hear some feedback, but I needed to do that because of the musical instrument. Okay, so please, let's go on. Okay, so a little bit of demonstrations. Some simple words and phrases using the 3 level tones. Okay, the word father in Yoruba is called Baba, Do, Mi, Baba, Do, Mi. Okay, Baba. Now it is to the outer ear. It looks like 2 tones, but actually there is a 3rd tone in there, which is actually a duplication of the 2nd tone. 2nd tone, yes. So you have ba ba. So you hear the 3rd one. It kind of glides. It's not ba ba. No, it's ba ba. So it glides. Then the mother, yeah, similar to that, and child, or more, 2 level tones, re re. So this is your. So child is. Re 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 re, omo, that's child. Then grandfather, baba, agba. Do, mi, do, do. Low, high, low, low. And same as mother, okay? And so you have a combination of these 3 tones and then combining to make words. So there's just no word in Yoruba that you can say without the tones. Okay, let's go on a little bit just to get to some practical things. Personal names. Personal names, okay? For example, my middle name is the first name you see there. Dele, Dele, Dele. So what tones are those? 2 highs. High, high. So you have, say that, Dele, up, up. And then you have another name, 2 low tones. Ige. Ige. I think Ige is a name. It's a name that's given to a child that, if a child is born, I think that's it. If a child is born and this child comes out with the legs, both feet out, so yeah, that child automatically gets that name. So you get some names that are as a result of the nature, the circumstances that the child was born by. Okay, things like that. All right. Or rare friend, low, high. Or rare, something like that. Then you have that name, Bamidele. That's someone's name. High, mid, high, high. And then you get a name Olufunke. So why would this be necessary? Why would this be important? People can use the drum to call the person without saying the vocal words. Just say, sound the drum, and the person would know, that's me, okay? We even have a Yoruba movie titled Shaoroide. So you have they wanted to summon this child from afar, from a neighboring village. So they got the mother drum, and then they play the guy's name and say, come home right away. Come home right away. Come home right away. So the boy could hear that from afar. It's the conversations, the communication that we can achieve with the Yoruba talking drum. Okay, you can say a lot. Musicians also use it to insult other people, right? When they're playing, let's say a rival band, you can use the talking drum and say some things about the rival over there. And they're like, did you hear that? They're insulting you. What did he say? And then they will put words to the tones that were played on the drum. Then their own drummer too will respond with another message. And those guys too will get what that message meant. Okay, and the fight continues, right? The fight continues. Those who are not initiated into that chord now, they will not understand what's going on. So the drums talk. The drums talk. Yeah, I don't know any other percussion instrument, apart from the piano, yeah, that can do this, that you can use to say things without vocalizing it. All right? So let's see what I have. Practical sessions. All right, so let's do something. We have some few minutes to the end of today's session. So we are going to try our hands out on a rhythm. I'm not going to ask you to talk with your drum or whatever you have, a paint bucket, ice cream bucket, whatever. I am not going to ask you to talk with that because you cannot, yeah, because it's going to be hard. You would need all the strings and all these things. And then you would need years of drumming too to get that done. All right, we just want to play with the rhythm. Let's play with the high life rhythm. All right, so this is how the high life rhythm goes. 1, 2, 3. Whatever you find, tap on it, beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. On anything. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Pam, pam. Pam, pam, pam. Pam, pam. Pam, pam, pam. Pam, pam. Hold it like that. 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now I'm going to accompany you as you keep doing that. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. was that? So, how
That was
many of
amazing, Joseph.
you? Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. So, how many of you were able to hold on the rhythm and just kept going like that? And you're not distracted. You just hold it on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. One, two, three. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh yeah, you are distracted. Don't worry, it takes time. Yes. Thanks, Donna. Okay, thank you, Bukola. Thank you very much. Yeah, so how many of you could pick the tone that I played on the drum? What was that tone I played? What was that beat?
Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb. Yes, so that means you already know the language of the talking drum.
I do.
Yes, it spoke to you. The talking drum spoke to you because you could hear what it was saying. It was saying, Mary had a little lamb. Okay, thank you all for coming. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I hope I see some of you again on Tuesday. And then maybe we might still just try our high life beat again, okay? In case someday you end up going to Ghana or Nigeria, you say, hey, I would like to go to a place where I can dance to high life. I know it's the 1, 2, 3 beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 beat, okay? So, all the
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph, and thank you to all our participants. We had a great turnout tonight. And I just want to remind you that it's the same link again, and it's going to be the 23rd, 25th, and 27th. And yeah, we definitely look forward to seeing you all again. That was fun. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where's my wine, Andrea?
Oh, jeez. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello. Yeah.